I am reminded of Jesus' words that no one has greater love than he who gives his life for his fellow man. What wonderful and profound wisdom this is. If we broaden our minds a little, self-sacrifice also comes to mind, such as what a parent does for the child. Sacrificing one's life does not only mean the ultimate sacrifice of literally dying. To me, the kind of self-sacrificing love that the parent has for the child is also a sacrifice of life. It is a sacrifice when a person's actions are no longer guided by the satisfaction of their own selfish desires, and they take responsibility for a child, another soul, and guide them, holding their hand in the first years of their life to help them become who they are meant to be. Let me warmly welcome you to the City of Dawn YouTube channel. My name is Mubati Seeker. I am a medical doctor, healer, writer, and teacher. I am the author of the best-selling Awake Giant, The Dawn of the Soul, which you can purchase on Amazon. This book can be your guide to inner development and self-discovery, helping you become who you truly are. I want to help you discover why you are here, what your unique and personalized mission is here on this planet called Earth, and how to set out with strong determination, courage, and resolve on the path that has been waiting for you for so long. This path was made for you, and no one else can walk it for you. My channel and of course my book will help you with this. Let's get started. Who is Gi Hun, the main character of Squid Game? How does he go from being a gambler despised by society to a hero who sacrifices himself for his companions and constantly risks his life for others? That is what we are going to talk about now. His journey reminds me of the journey we all take. Like Gi Hun, we arrive in this particular physical body with a task, a mission. But let's admit it, for a long time we have no idea who we are or why we are here. For many people, one lifetime is not enough to answer these big questions, and they live their lives without any idea why they are here or what the purpose of it all is. They doubt whether there is any purpose at all for human existence. All of the stress that builds up as a result of these unanswered questions leave them to spend a few decades of their life wandering down all kinds of wrong paths, perhaps wallowing in addictions. This is exactly what happens to Gi Hun. In his case, his gambling addiction seemed to be the way out of his problems. But like all people living with addiction, it didn't solve anything in his life. In fact, it created all the problems that awaited him. Realize this. This is how addictions work. They offer you a quick fix. They promise you things. They lie to you. And they tell you they will help you solve your problems. but in reality, they only push you deeper into the hole you have just slipped into. They make sure that you remain stuck in it because instead of reducing your problems, they multiply them. Their offers seem very tempting because addictions, whether it be linked to alcohol, drugs, sex, or gambling, offer quick relief. That is the essence of how addiction works. You think that all your difficulties will be solved in the blink of an eye because you will feel temporary relief and the stress you have been carrying inside you will suddenly melt away. This feeling of relief is what alcoholics feel when they pick up a glass and down a shot. But it is also what people feel when they snort a line of drugs. This is what Guehun felt when he touched the slot machine and pressed the button for the first time. And every time he played a new game. Addicts are always full of hope at times like this, thinking that things will definitely be better this time. In the case of gambling addicts, they are gripped by the feeling that they will definitely win and pay off all their debts, forgetting that they have felt the same way thousands of times before. The desire is too strong, but it is actually a desire to reduce anxiety. These people live their lives in constant anxiety, and these substitute activities are their way of trying to achieve a few moments without stress. They want to feel free for a few moments and believe that they are free from their problems, even if only for a short time. It feels good. It's like a drowning man taking a breath when he manages to break the surface while struggling. He takes a deep breath that helps him survive for a few more minutes before he goes under again. I say that we all live our lives like Guehun. We wander aimlessly through life until we forget the purpose of our arrival. But I have good news. There is a part of us that knows this all along, but we, our environment and society, try to push it deep down and cover it with so many layers that we are almost unaware of its existence. The world does not want people to live according to their souls. It does not want people to do what they really came here to do. Because, of course, everything here is about profit. Consumer societies currently operate on this planet called Earth, which must be served by many obedient, programmed robots. If your soul's program is something that doesn't bring much benefit to the material world, then no one has any interest in you finding your soul and freeing it from its prison so it can do what it came here to do. The soul, however, tries to break through to the surface. It does so throughout your lifetime. It tries to put you in situations that are intense enough to shake you up and finally wake you up, to awaken you to who you really are. In my book, Awake Giant, The Dawn of the Soul, you will learn that the events in our lives that we consider negative can provide us with the necessary shock that is powerful enough to shake us up and make us realize that, hey, I am more than just this physical body. There is a deep inner consciousness within me, an inner self who knows much more than I can even imagine, and who has at his disposal such enormous knowledge that if I succeed in uncovering it, my whole life will be fundamentally and radically changed. From that moment on, nothing will ever be the same again. This is my mission, the reason why I came here. This mission is not usually the pursuit of endless pleasures or the satisfactions of desires. Beyond these, there is a personalized task assigned to me by God, which only I can carry out effectively because it was made for me. I received it. Yet how many times do we choose to live someone else's life instead of our own? Our environment pushes this on us, but they are not the ones making the mistake. It is always me. I am the one making the mistake because I am the one who accepts it, who allows it, and thus I am the one who strays onto paths where I have no business being. My path remains there without anyone ever walking it. Well, Guehun's soul did not leave things to chance. It put his physical body in a terrifying situation, where he found himself in a game of life and death. And miraculously, he was the only one out of 456 players to survive and win the first game. He had a set of abilities he didn't even know he had, but the constant proximity of death brought to surface his hidden resources. Of course, he also had a large dose of luck in his side, but I would say that it was not really luck. This was the plan of his soul all along. This particular first game was a training camp, where he was able to become the person who in later games would selflessly risk his life for his companions and stand up to an unjust and inhuman system of power. That is why his soul shaped the circumstances to keep him alive, so that he could develop through hardship and suffering and become what he was meant to be, a hero who fights fearlessly for his comrades. Take note of this. His main strength, which no one could overcome, was the kind of courage that, despite death, which made him impossible to intimidate. Not even his own death could do that. His only weakness was his concern for his comrades and his protective love for them, which was exploited many times. Yes, it's a difficult topic, of course, and we could say that true strength lies in complete detachment. When even your loved ones can't blackmail you or corner you, but I'm not saying that Guehun is a perfect or free from all chains. Rather, I am saying that he has made such enormous progress in relation to himself that he was able to perform a powerful act at the very end of the game. The act that was the culmination of his entire mission. He came for this one moment. This was his mission, to see if at the critical moment he would be able to give his most precious treasure, his own life, out of love for another person. Every difficult moment, every shocking event in his life, every new trial and tribulation led him to this one moment, when he had to make a sudden decision. He didn't have much time to think, but his journey made him capable of making the right choice. See the parallel. You don't know where your life will lead you, or what trials you will have to face. If you allow the giant within you, your soul, to awaken and take control, I guarantee you that it will prepare you in just the right way to bring your hidden abilities to the surface and unleash secret resources you are not even aware of right now. All you have to do is allow it to happen. Notice the deeper meaning behind everyday events, the real lesson. Things don't just happen. Nothing is random. Everything happens for a reason. Perhaps you haven't been asking yourself the right questions. I suggest that from now on, whenever something happens to you in the whirlwind of life, don't ask yourself, why is this happening to me? From now on, ask yourself, what can I learn from this event? What is my soul trying to tell me through it? Sacrificing our lives for others reminds me of Jesus Christ, whose mission, although it involved many elements, including many years of teaching people, culminated in a single shocking event. His whole life was a preparation for this, with every event leading him in one direction. In retrospect, this was the crowning achievement of his entire life's work. When at the decisive moment, Guehun leaves all his ties behind and throws himself into the death. I am reminded of Jesus' words that no one has greater love than he who gives his life for his fellow man. What wonderful and profound wisdom this is. If we broaden our minds a little, self-sacrifice also comes to mind, such as what a parent does for the child. Sacrificing one's life does not only mean the ultimate sacrifice of literally dying. To me, the kind of self-sacrificing love that the parent has for the child is also a sacrifice of life. It is a sacrifice when a person's actions are no longer guided by the satisfaction of their own selfish desires, and they take responsibility for a child, another soul, and guide them, holding their hand in the first years of their life to help them become who they are meant to be, so that they too can recognize, accept, and courageously follow the unique mission for which they come into this world. No one ended up here on this planet called Earth by accident. Following Guehun's example, if you are brave enough to set out on a path that is completely foreign and unknown to you, miracles that you cannot even dream of now, many come into your life if you are determined enough and set out with zeal. Inner abilities will surface and blossom, and the radiant, happy, balanced personality will replace your current anxious self. It is there within you, just as it was in Gi Hun. Let it unfold. Never be shy about inner growth. This is my wish for you, and this farewell message calls to your inner being, to your soul. Awake, giant. Remember, the city of dawn is you. You who are watching this video and who are thereby being brought into the consciousness of the Divine Mother. Live this in your daily life, and if you feel comfortable here, come back again and again. Be a regular guest here. Be a builder. Be a resident of the City of Dawn. Discover the deeper truths of your life. Find your way to yourself and become who you really are. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for bringing here hearts and souls. May Divine Mother bless you abundantly on your journey through life. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.